You're putting in all the effort. You send thoughtful texts. You make yourself available. You try to be the perfect gentleman, and you get nothing back. She seems distant, unfazed, and completely uninterested. It feels like you're shouting into a void, and the silence is just deafening. The secret to capturing her attention, to making her miss you, isn't about doing more. It's about doing far, far less. The very reason she seems uninterested is because you've made yourself too available, too predictable, too finished. We have this instinct to chase, to prove ourselves, to win her over. But one of the most overlooked principles of attraction is that people don't truly value what's always there. They're intrigued by what is scarce. They're fascinated by a little mystery. They miss the man who has a whole world inside of him that they've only caught a glimpse of. These aren't cheap tricks or manipulative games. This is about understanding the core mechanics of human desire and the art of absence. You are going to learn how to make her feel your absence and actually want your presence, even if she's showing zero interest right now. You're going to learn how to shift the dynamic entirely, moving from the one who chases to the one who is chased. Number 1. The foundation, the paradox of detachment. Before we get into the techniques, you have to get this foundational principle down, because it's what makes everything else work. It's a paradox that most guys never grasp. The best way to make a woman miss you is to genuinely be okay, whether she does or not. Read that again. The power isn't a tactic. It's a deep internal shift in how you see the world. It's about taking the spotlight off of her and putting it squarely back on yourself, on your purpose, your mission, and your own growth. You have to build a life that is so engaging and fulfilling for you that her presence becomes a fantastic bonus, not a requirement for your happiness. People are intuitive. They can often sense neediness. They can feel when your happiness depends on their approval. When you text her and you're secretly waiting, hoping, and praying for that reply, she feels that desperate energy, and it's a repellent to attraction. But when you text her and then immediately get lost in your work, your workout, or a great conversation with friends, your energy totally shifts. It becomes one of abundance. You're not waiting for her to complete your world. You're inviting her to get a glimpse of yours. This is the frame you have to operate from. You are the prize. Your time, your attention, and your emotional energy are your most valuable resources. You don't just give them away to anyone who hasn't earned them. When you truly live this way, your absence automatically creates a void. She'll feel it. Because a man with a purpose, a man on a mission, is one of the most attractive forces on the planet. His absence isn't a game. It's a natural result of his focus. She won't miss the guy who's waiting by the phone. She'll miss the guy whose life is so full, he almost forgets to check it. Now, with that foundation in place, let's explore the psychological triggers that crank this effect up to 11 and plant you firmly in her mind. Section 2. Master the art of rare presence. The first mistake most guys make is making their attention cheap. By answering texts in seconds and being free whenever she hints at it, you become the sun, always there, always on, and eventually taken for granted. You've signaled that your time isn't valuable. People are drawn to what's rare. Think of a limited edition pair of sneakers, or a restaurant with a 6-month waiting list. The difficulty in getting it dramatically increases its perceived value. When you make your presence scarce, you stop being a fast food drive-through and start becoming a reservation she's hoping to get. You need to become the moon, not the sun, still powerful, but mysterious, only showing its full self on rare occasions. This isn't about playing a game of ignoring her. It's a reflection of a busy, important life. When you let an hour or two pass before texting back, you give her imagination room to work. When a conversation is at its peak, that's your moment to exit. Saying, "Hey, this has been fun, but I've got to run. Talk soon," leaves her wanting more. Don't just disappear. Be unavailable to her while being visibly engaged in your own exciting life. A social media story of you on an adventure or with friends triggers a fear of missing out, showing her you have a vibrant world she's not yet a part of. Your life becomes so magnetic, it starts to pull her in. Section 3. Plant emotional hooks. Here's a secret you must understand. People don't actually miss other people. They miss the way other people made them feel. She won't miss your face or your job. She'll miss the dopamine rush from an inside joke, the feeling of being seen from a unique compliment, or the thrill of an experience only you could provide. Most conversations are forgettable, filled with logical questions like, "How was your day?" that create no emotional residue. Your goal is to become an emotional anchor for one-of-a-kind feelings she can't get anywhere else, creating mental souvenirs that stick in her mind. An inside joke, born from a playful moment, becomes your secret language. Every time you reference it, you reactivate that original good feeling. While any guy can call her beautiful, a man who is truly paying attention will give a hyper-specific compliment. Instead of, "You have a great smile," try, "I love that little smirk you do," right before you say something witty. This shows you're not just looking at her, you're seeing her. Better yet, teach her something, a few chords on a guitar, a new perspective on an idea, or a hidden gem in the city. You embed yourself into her life experience. These emotional hooks are your psychological fingerprints. When she's alone, her mind will drift back to these unique moments, and she'll realize the source of those feelings is you. Section 4. Use the unfinished story. The human brain is a closure-seeking machine. It absolutely hates an open loop. This is why cliffhangers in movies drive us crazy. This is called the Zeigarnik effect, the principle that people remember unfinished tasks far better than completed ones. An open task creates a mental tension, an itch that needs to be scratched. Most guys do the opposite. They present a completed puzzle, leaving no stone unturned, and become a closed book, easily forgotten. You must become an unfinished story. You have to intentionally create open loops that her mind feels compelled to close. When telling a great story, get to the most exciting part, and then stop. Say, "You know what? This story is way too good to tell over text. I'll have to tell you the rest in person." You've just created a huge open loop in her mind. Instead of asking for a specific date, plant a seed. "There's this incredible speakeasy I have to show you sometime. They make a drink that would change your life." It's an undefined future plan that allows her to imagine the experience with you. When she asks what you're up to, be a little mysterious. Instead of a boring itinerary, try, "About to get into a little bit of trouble. I'll tell you about it if I survive." It's playful, confident, and sparks her curiosity. You become a puzzle her mind keeps trying to solve. And where her attention goes, her emotion follows. Section 5. Lead a life she can't ignore. Attraction doesn't happen in a vacuum. A woman's interest isn't just about your one-on-one connection, it's heavily influenced by how the rest of the world values you. This is the power of social proof. If other people value you, you must be valuable. The man who makes a woman the center of his universe signals that he doesn't have much else going on. You have to build a life that's so awesome, she wants to be a part of it. Your life should be the main event, and a relationship is the VIP after party. You don't chase butterflies, you build a beautiful garden, and the butterflies come to you. Instead of constantly telling her how great you are, let her see it for herself, indirectly. Use social media not for validation, but to document your passions, playing music, hiking a mountain, laughing with friends. She sees you are desired, respected, and happy without her. Talk about your goals and ambitions with genuine fire. A woman doesn't want to be your mission, she wants to join you on yours, and never ditch your friends. When you have a strong social circle, it shows you have a support system and aren't depending on her for a social life. She realizes that to be with you, she has to fit into your already amazing life, not become the entire thing. You're no longer just a potential date, you're an opportunity she's afraid to lose. Section 6. The push-pull dynamic. One of the most powerful forces in attraction is emotional tension. Predictability is the death of desire. The typical nice guy operates on a flat line of constant validation, which gets boring fast. People get attached through an emotional roller coaster. Brain studies show that the desire chemical dopamine spikes most, not when we get a reward, but when the reward is uncertain. The push-pull dynamic introduces this unpredictability, keeping her on her toes. You must learn to alternate between showing warmth, the pull, and creating a little distance or challenge, the push. This isn't a mind game, it's a playful dance. A perfect example is the compliment tease combo. You have such a great sense of style, it's really impressive. It's almost a shame you're such a dork. The compliment makes her feel seen. The tease challenges her and shows you're an equal, not a worshipper. You can also give and take away attention. When you're with her, give her your undivided presence. Then, after the date, create distance by getting back to your mission. The stark contrast between your intense focus and your sudden absence makes your presence that much more potent. You can even playfully disqualify her. You know, you're awesome. Too bad you're a Yankees fan. This was never going to work. It flips the script, forcing her to question her standing and even start playfully chasing your validation. This creates an emotional landscape that is interesting, fun, and makes you the most exciting puzzle she's ever tried to solve. If you're finding these insights valuable, and you're ready to stop being the nice guy who finishes last, do me a favor and hit that like button. It tells me, and the algorithm, that this is the kind of powerful, no-nonsense advice men need. And make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. In my next video, we're going to dive into the subtle signs a woman is testing you and exactly how to pass every single time. Now, I want to hear from you. In the comments below, tell me which one of these ideas was the biggest aha moment for you. Was it the scarcity principle, the unfinished story, or the push-pull dynamic? Let me know which one you're going to try first. I read every comment. Ultimately, these strategies aren't about tricking a woman into missing you. They are about becoming a man whose absence is genuinely felt. The goal isn't just to make her miss you. The goal is to build a life that you would miss if you weren't living it to the fullest. It all comes back to that core foundation. You are the prize. When you lead a life filled with purpose, when you cultivate your passions, when you value your own time and energy, you become a source of gravity. Your presence becomes a gift. When you master the art of rare presence, you teach her the value of your time. When you plant emotional hooks, you make your moments together unforgettable. When you use the power of the unfinished story, you occupy her thoughts. When you lead a life she can't ignore, you become an opportunity she's afraid to lose. And when you master the push-pull dynamic, you create the emotional tension that truly fuels desire. So stop chasing, stop overproving yourself, stop putting your self-worth in her hands. Pull back, focus on your own journey, and build your empire. Let your absence speak louder than your words ever could. Because it's in that silence, in that space you create, that her indifference can turn into curiosity, her curiosity can turn into interest, and her interest can bloom into a powerful, undeniable longing for the man she can't get out of her head, the man you are becoming.